Have you ever felt like something bigger than yourself is at play in the universe? Like there's a hidden force just beyond your understanding that shapes the world you live in? Well, what if I told you that science has just provided irrefutable evidence that God exists and that everything you've ever believed is true? From the mysteries of quantum physics to the profound truths of the Bible, the connection between science and spirituality is not just a coincidence. It's the very foundation of reality itself. In today's video, we're diving deep into groundbreaking scientific discoveries that reveal how our consciousness, our faith, and even our prayers shape the world around us. We'll explore mind-blowing experiments like the double-slit experiment, which proves that our observation creates reality. We'll see how quantum physics mirrors ancient spiritual teachings, and we'll reveal the undeniable links between faith, intention, and the creation of our universe. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll understand just how powerful your faith can truly be. So, if you've ever wondered how you can tap into the divine energy of the universe, or if you've been searching for the ultimate proof of God's presence, you don't want to miss what's coming up next. Make sure to stick with us until the end and don't forget to subscribe. You won't want to miss any of our upcoming videos that will change the way you see the world. Have you ever wondered how your mind can shape the world around you? It's almost as if reality itself bends to your consciousness. This is the fascinating message behind the double-slit experiment, a cornerstone in quantum physics that reveals something truly astonishing about the nature of the universe. At its core, the experiment shows us that particles, the very building blocks of matter, exist in a state of possibility until they are observed. Once observed, they choose a definite position and behave as particles. Before observation, however, they behave like waves spreading out across space, seemingly existing in multiple places at once. Now you might be wondering, what does this have to do with spirituality? Well, the implications are profound. Could it be that our consciousness, the very essence of our spiritual selves, has the power to influence the material world? In the world of quantum mechanics, the observer is everything. This suggests that our perception isn't passive, but an active force that shapes our reality. It's a thought that resonates deeply with spiritual teachings, that our minds and spirits are intertwined with the fabric of creation, and that what we focus on, believe in, and meditate upon can indeed manifest in the physical realm. The Bible speaks of a powerful creator who watches over all things, but what if the act of observation itself, through prayer, faith, and spiritual alignment, collapses possibilities into tangible realities? Just as the observer in the double-slit experiment forces the particle to decide, perhaps our prayers, thoughts, and intentions do the same, shaping the world around us and aligning it with divine will. In this light, the double-slit experiment challenges our understanding of reality and presents us with a truth that is beautifully mirrored in spiritual teachings. Faith is not just a passive belief, it is an active, living force that can influence the world around us. This is why, in our daily lives, we are called to walk by faith, knowing that our thoughts, prayers, and intentions can shape the very reality we experience. Imagine the power that lies within you to create change, not only in your own life, but in the lives of others and the world at large. And so, as we dive deeper into the connection between science and spirituality, remember this: what we observe, we influence. What we focus on, we create. Whether through the lens of quantum mechanics or the lens of faith, our consciousness holds the key to unlocking the mysteries of the universe. As we venture into the realm of quantum physics, we start to notice something striking: the strange behaviors of particles, the entanglement of matter, and the idea that everything in the universe is interconnected seem to echo the teachings found in ancient spiritual traditions. The more we look into quantum mechanics, the more it becomes clear. There is a profound link between the observable phenomena in the microscopic world and the unseen, yet deeply real, spiritual dimensions of existence. It's almost as if modern science is beginning to describe the very principles that ancient mystics and spiritual leaders have spoken about for centuries. One of the most intriguing aspects of quantum physics is the concept of the observer. In quantum mechanics, it's not enough to simply observe a phenomenon from afar. The observer plays an active role in determining the outcome of an event. This is a concept that aligns deeply with spiritual beliefs. In many spiritual traditions, the act of being present, of witnessing, is not merely about passive observation, but active participation in the unfolding of reality. Just as quantum particles behave differently when observed, so too do the events in our lives when we engage with them consciously, with faith and with intention. Now take a moment and think about this. In quantum physics, particles that are entangled remain connected across vast distances, communicating with each other instantaneously. This is reminiscent of the interconnectedness we feel with one another in the spiritual realm. It's as though the universe is a network of divine energy, binding us all together. This is not merely a theoretical concept, but a reality that many people experience through moments of deep spiritual connection. Whether through prayer, meditation, or other spiritual practices, there is a sense that we are part of something much greater than ourselves, a force that transcends time and space. Just as quantum particles seem to transcend the limitations of the physical world, our spirits transcend the limits of our earthly existence. The teachings of Jesus and other spiritual leaders emphasize that we are connected to God, and through this divine connection, we have access to a power greater than ourselves. In this way, spirituality and quantum physics are not opposing forces, but two sides of the same coin, each describing a different aspect of the same profound reality. And so, as we consider the amazing discoveries of quantum physics, we are reminded of the timeless truths found in Scripture. The Bible speaks of a God who is omnipresent, omniscient, and all-powerful, whose spirit fills the universe and beyond. Whether in the quantum realm or in our spiritual journeys, this divine presence is always at work, shaping the reality we experience. It is not a coincidence that science and spirituality seem to converge on such similar truths. As we continue to explore this connection, we open ourselves up to a deeper understanding of both the universe and our place within it. In the opening verses of the Bible, we encounter a profound declaration, "Let there be light," Genesis 1:3. These words aren't just a description of the physical creation of the world, they are an insight into the power of divine observation and intent. When God spoke these words, He wasn't merely narrating what would come to pass. No, He was actively shaping the world, collapsing the possibilities in the infinite void into the material reality we experience. The very act of speaking, of creating with intention, is deeply aligned with the principles we now understand in quantum physics, the collapse of infinite possibilities into a single, defined reality. This is a revolutionary thought when we consider our own role in creation. If God's act of observation and declaration brings the universe into being, then what might happen when we align our faith with that same creative force? The Bible consistently speaks of faith as a power that can move mountains, Matthew 17:20, and this is not just a metaphorical expression. It's a real, tangible force that can shape the world around us. Just as God spoke reality into existence, so too can our words, our prayers, and our intentions bring about change in our lives. In this light, faith is not a passive acceptance of the world as it is, but an active, creative force. It's about recognizing that, like God, we have been endowed with the power to observe, to influence, and to create. Just as the divine power shaped the universe with a single word, our words, prayers, and meditations can shape our reality. Imagine the power in your own life to speak life into situations that seem impossible, to manifest healing, peace, and transformation through the sheer force of faith. The Bible also speaks of the power of creation in the very first chapter of Genesis. God saw that what He had made was good, and He continued to create. But what happens when we, as God's creation, start to see the good in our own lives and in the world around us? When we begin to recognize that we too have the power to speak life into being, we start to participate in the divine act of creation. This isn't a trivial exercise, but a sacred and holy endeavor, one that requires both faith and intention. It's a reminder that the divine spark that created the universe also resides within us, calling us to step into our role as co-creators of our reality. And so, as we reflect on the power of divine observation in the creation of the world, we can see how our own faith, words, and actions play a part in shaping the world around us. Just as God saw the light and declared it good, we are called to recognize the goodness in our own lives and declare it into existence. shaping the reality we experience through our faith and intention. If the observation of reality can shape its outcome, then what about our prayers, meditations, and intentions? Could these too have the power to influence the world around us in a profound and tangible way? The Bible gives us several examples of the power of faith and prayer to manifest change. In Matthew 9:29, Jesus says, "According to your faith, let it be done to you." This statement is not just a comforting reassurance, but a powerful declaration of the spiritual law that our faith shapes our reality. When we pray, when we meditate, when we set our intentions, we are not merely asking for divine intervention. We are actively participating in the manifestation of the desires of our hearts. Think about the power of prayer for a moment. Jesus himself spent much time in prayer, communicating directly with the Father, seeking guidance and strength. When we pray, we enter into that same divine dialogue. Prayer is not just about asking for help, but about aligning our hearts and minds with the will of God, setting the stage for divine manifestation in our lives. Just as the particles in the double-slit experiment choose their reality when observed, our prayers and intentions choose our reality, collapsing the infinite possibilities into a single outcome that aligns with God's will. This idea of manifestation through faith is not new. It's been a part of spiritual traditions for centuries. In the Bible, we see numerous instances where faith and prayer brought about miraculous changes. In the story of the woman who touched Jesus' garment, Mark 5:34, it was not merely the act of touching that healed her. It was her faith, her belief in the power of the divine, that activated the manifestation of her healing. Similarly, we are called to step out in faith, to declare what we want to manifest in our lives, and trust that God will bring it to pass according to His will. But what does it look like to manifest through faith in our daily lives? It's more than just saying a prayer and waiting for the outcome. It's about aligning our thoughts, our actions, and our words with the manifestation we seek. Faith is not a passive state. It requires action. It requires belief, and it requires consistency. When we align ourselves with God's will and stand firm in our faith, we activate the divine power to shape our reality. Whether we're praying for healing, financial breakthrough, or peace of mind, our faith, coupled with our actions, manifests the outcome we desire. And so, as we look at the power of faith and prayer to manifest change, we understand that this is not some mystical, intangible process. It is deeply rooted in the spiritual truths of the Bible and the laws of the universe. Just as God's words created the world, our words, thoughts, and prayers have the power to create our reality. By walking in faith, we step into our role as co-creators with God, manifesting His will in our lives. In the realm of quantum physics, there exists a mysterious, invisible field called the quantum vacuum. This is no ordinary emptiness, but a space filled with infinite potential and energy. It is from this vacuum that all matter arises, and it is here that the fundamental forces of the universe are born. But what if this field of energy, this void, is not simply a scientific phenomenon, but the very presence of the divine in the universe? Could the quantum vacuum be the manifestation of God's omnipresence, filling every corner of creation with His energy and life force? The idea that everything in the universe arises from this invisible field of energy resonates deeply with spiritual teachings. The Bible speaks of God filling the heavens and the earth with His presence, Jeremiah 23:24. "Where can I go from your spirit?" asks the psalmist in Psalm 139:7, acknowledging that God's presence is everywhere, in all things. The quantum vacuum, with its endless potential and energy, could be seen as a physical representation of this divine truth, that God is present in every atom, in every quanta, and in every moment of creation. What's even more astonishing is that, in quantum physics, this energy field is not just a passive backdrop to the universe. It is active, shaping the reality we experience. Similarly, the Bible teaches us that God's presence is not passive either. He is actively involved in the world, working within us and through us to bring about His will. Just as the quantum vacuum gives rise to particles and energy, God's divine presence sustains and upholds all of creation, ensuring that it functions according to His perfect plan. The presence of God is not distant or abstract, but is intricately woven into the fabric of the universe, constantly creating, sustaining, and guiding. Imagine then that every time you breathe in, you are inhaling not just air, but the very energy that sustains life itself. This energy is not separate from God, but a reflection of His life-giving force, filling the universe with His presence. Just as quantum particles exist within the vacuum, we too exist within God's presence, and it is through Him that all things hold together. Colossians 1:17. This understanding invites us to recognize the sacredness of every moment, every breath, and every particle of creation, for they are infused with the divine. And so, as we explore the connection between the quantum vacuum and the presence of God, we are led to a profound realization that God is not a distant being, but is intimately present in every part of our lives, in every particle of the universe. The very energy that sustains all life is a reflection of His divine presence, and as we tap into this energy through prayer, meditation, and faith, we align ourselves with the eternal source of life and creation. There's a fascinating concept in quantum physics called entanglement, which suggests that particles, even when separated by vast distances, can remain connected and communicate with one another instantaneously. This mysterious phenomenon hints at something deeper, an interconnectedness that spans not just the microscopic world of particles, but also the entire fabric of the universe. What if this principle of entanglement applies to us as human beings, not just on a physical level, but on a spiritual and collective level? This is where the idea of collective consciousness enters the picture, and it's where science and spirituality begin to converge in a truly profound way. Studies have shown that collective actions, whether prayer, meditation, or focused intention, can influence measurable changes in the world. For example, there have been documented instances where large groups of people praying or meditating together have had an impact on crime rates, social harmony, and even the health of a community. It's as though the collective consciousness of a group of individuals can influence the reality around them, just as entangled particles influence one another, despite being far apart. This is a powerful reminder that we are not isolated beings, but part of a larger, interconnected whole. Our thoughts, prayers, and intentions do not only affect our own lives, they ripple outward, influencing the world around us in ways that we cannot always see or understand. The Bible reinforces this concept in Matthew 18:20, "For where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there am I with them." Jesus promises that when we come together in faith, we create a space for His divine presence to manifest in our midst. This collective faith, this gathering of hearts and minds in prayer and intention, has the power to shift the spiritual atmosphere and bring about real change in the physical world. Just as quantum particles communicate instantaneously, so too can our collective consciousness influence the world around us, moving in alignment with God's will to manifest His kingdom on earth. What does this mean for us as individuals and as communities? It means that when we come together in unity, our collective power is multiplied. Imagine the impact we could have if we joined together in prayer, meditation, and focused intention, if we tapped into the divine power that flows through each of us and used it to shape the world for good. Just as particles become entangled, our spirits can become entangled in the power of God, moving in harmony to create change in our world. And so, as we reflect on the power of collective consciousness, we are reminded that we are not alone in this journey. We are part of a divine network, a web of interconnected beings, each influencing the other and the world around us. Our collective prayers and intentions are not mere wishes. They are powerful forces that can bring about the will of God in the world. The more we come together in faith, the more we align ourselves with the divine purpose for our lives and for the world. As we've explored the realms of quantum physics and spirituality, it becomes increasingly clear that science and faith are not opposites. They are, in fact, two sides of the same coin, each offering a different perspective on the same universal truths. While science focuses on the observable, the measurable, and the empirical, spirituality delves into the unseen, the transcendent, and the infinite. Yet, both are concerned with understanding the nature of existence, the universe, and our place within it. It's as if science is uncovering the language of the universe, and spirituality is interpreting its deeper meaning. Quantum mechanics, with its strange and seemingly mystical properties, mirrors many ancient spiritual teachings. The idea that the observer affects the reality of a particle is reminiscent of the spiritual concept that our thoughts, intentions, and prayers can shape the world around us. Just as science has shown that reality is not fixed, but fluid, so too does spirituality teach us that the world is shaped by our consciousness, our faith, and our connection to the divine. Both perspectives point to the same ultimate truth, that we are not passive observers of the universe, but active participants in its creation and unfolding. The Bible teaches us that God is both the creator and sustainer of all things, and that he has given us dominion over the earth. Genesis 1:28. In this sense, our role as co-creators with God aligns perfectly with the principles of quantum physics. Just as particles are influenced by the act of observation, so too are our lives influenced by our thoughts, actions, and prayers. In this way, science and spirituality both affirm the power of the human mind and spirit to shape reality. We are not simply subject to the forces of the universe, we are participants in its ongoing creation, working in alignment with God's will to bring about transformation in the world. Furthermore, the union of science and spirituality highlights the importance of both knowledge and faith. Science provides us with the tools to understand how the universe operates, but it is through faith that we unlock its deeper purpose. While science explains the mechanisms behind the creation of the universe, spirituality reveals the divine intent behind it. The two are complementary, each enhancing our understanding of the other. When we approach the world with both scientific curiosity and spiritual reverence, we open ourselves up to a fuller, richer understanding of reality. And so, as we reflect on the union of science and spirituality, we realize that both are essential to our journey of discovery. Science illuminates the how of the universe, while spirituality unveils the why. Together, they offer us a deeper, more complete picture of the world and our place within it. As we continue to explore the mysteries of the universe, we are reminded that both science and faith are pathways to the same ultimate truth, that we are created in the image of God, and that we have the power to shape the world around us through our thoughts, our prayers, and our faith. As we come to the end of this eye-opening exploration, it's clear that the mysteries of the universe are not as distant or incomprehensible as they may seem. Through the convergence of quantum physics and spirituality, we've uncovered powerful truths about the divine forces shaping our reality. Your consciousness, your faith, and your prayers are not just passive experiences. They are potent forces that can truly alter the world around you. Now, I want to hear from you. How has this new understanding of science and spirituality impacted your view of the world? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's continue this journey of discovery together. If you found this video eye-opening, be sure to subscribe and activate the notifications so you don't miss any of our future content that will continue to deepen your understanding of the divine forces at work in your life. And don't go just yet. Check out the next video, which dives even deeper into the intersection of science and faith. You won't want to miss it. Until next time, stay connected to the divine truths of the universe. I'm Celestial Truths, and I'll see you in the next video.